Adofoneti for imo bibi akwaba edo ba for NG share subscribe mine na love is nyina so nye bi hwe like so mine nkan sanso ten parliament na ese no why butu pa tse asem geto a tse eye honorable Nitwul nim so MPP ni tse Watsapp parliament ache pa tse enya asem geto since 2002 as Watsapp parliament ache na issue be cause of parliament concern about the dispatch boss. Alright, we beat me in mind address a issue any other day. But we been to me go down this bad boss me aim with a question. To be down this bad boss more, this be our minister be or address the nation, the finance minister, yes. The beside they are fine. And then now Dominic about Bonton say you can't ruin the rules of this house. Because Afenyo making this argument to buy. I might say no Dominic riding. I shut Afenyo market down or good animals because you can't ruin the rules of this house because we are in this house based on the rules of this house. And you want me and go beyond the rules of this house. Come and go to Dominic about need them come at us.
I haven't seen it before. And it won't start when I am leader in this house. So please, if you are acting on behalf of your caucus, you go there. If you are asking a question as you, Honorable Afenyo Makin, asking a question as any other ordinary member of this house, you will stand there and ask the question because even I, when I'm asking a question, I will stand here and ask the question.
Yes. Before coming to you, Honorable Nitwul, you've been a leader in this house before. Do you have a position on this issue? I will come to you. No, sometimes some members may not be aware. When I came to this house in 2013, he was a deputy leader.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know why I'm doing drawing to this, but I want to say that I don't know why I'm doing drawing to this. I'm sitting myself and minding my business. And then suddenly I'm being drawn into this thing. But Mr. Speaker, I think that we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. Parliament is a mass of its own. We should be flexible in dealing with ourselves. Otherwise, if we are rigid in dealing with ourselves, tomorrow we'll rue it. We'll have serious problems in this house. Because I have examples of Judge Mesa always addressing here. But during my time, I didn't. Neither the Chief Mesa was my boss. We didn't do that. So if you are a member of Parliament, especially from 2000, you may not see people addressing. But Judge Mesa in court time, he usually took a certain posture that he wanted a certain atmosphere about leadership. And because of that, he almost always tried to address Parliament through the box. So it depends on how we in Parliament here, we want to carry ourselves going forward. So, Mr. Speaker, I think that we should not be too hard on ourselves. I came in 2002, and I came and met him. So he will know better. He said that he will know better. But Mr. Speaker,
I've heard you. I've heard you.
But Mr. Speaker, as I said, Mr. Speaker, as I said, we should not be too hard. We should not be too hard on ourselves. And like I said, if you ever watch Judge Mensa's time from '96 when he was minority leader, he almost always addressed Parliament from here.
Yes, that one.
And so that precedence is there.
Yes.
So it is not true that no, it's not been done. It's been done. But others decide that they will not do it. And so it doesn't mean that people are not doing it. So, Mr. Speaker, that's what I have to say about this. Thank you.
Very well. We've seen Judge Mensa addressing, but we'll have to make some distinction between addressing and asking questions. Yes, I will come to you. Minority, okay. Yes, let me hear from.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The
Mr.
most
Speaker,
senior.
Mr. Speaker, leaders of this House have made several interventions whenever there is a debate, and they have made their interventions from where they sit, except when there's conclusion of the debate on the State of the Nation address, or the conclusion of the debate on a budget. For leaders to use the dispatch for questions at the end of 2028, I would have been here for 32 years. I haven't seen one. J.H. Mensah, from 1997, never used the dispatch box to ask questions. He never did. And therefore, if leaders want to say that they always want to use the dispatch box, what it means is that Mr. Speaker, if the minority leader wants to use the dispatch box to ask questions, what it means, in other words, is that any intervention he wants to make, he will use the dispatch box. And it will be reducing the value of the use of the dispatch box. And therefore, this is a simple matter that I don't see any need for the minority leader to litigate over, particularly on the day he is mourning.
You are mourning and you are litigating.
I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minority Chief Whip.
Combined effect. The effect of it is that there's no direct provision that says that you should rise at your place and ask your question. There is none. Now, we as a parliament, we also need to be progressive. Now, if you read these new standing orders, there are provisions in the standing order that seek to cure difficulties that we've been encountering over the years. For instance, there's an explicit provision for winnowing. We didn't have anything like that. There is an express provision under 93(8) that gives a mandate to the clerk of parliament to make copies of an admitted statement available to members. We didn't have this. Now, Leader, you made a profound statement that I think I want to remind you, maybe refresh your memory. And I'm such a person that when you are speaking, I pay good attention. You made the point that we defied the speaker the other time, and we insisted on our way. Speaker, Leader, this were your statement. Correct me if I'm wrong. You said, and I'm quoting you, when your father makes a mistake in the market, you don't embarrass him openly. And I said to ask, what was the meaning of that? You said that in a certain context. You made that statement in a certain context. And the meaning was so clear to me that something went wrong on that day, and you were just diplomatic. So if we had insisted on our right, it was not a manner to defy the speaker, but it was just to ensure that the right thing is being done. Leader, with respect to you, I want to ask you one question. It's rhetorical.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Speaker, I address you.
The rules are clear as to how a question can be asked a member.
Speaker, I was supposed.
You can ask a member a question,
Speaker,
but the rules are clear.
The road minister keeps threatening me with his gaze.
And he has no money to pay contract.
And he has left his ministry Always in the chamber. Contractors are looking for him. Anyway, I have not invited you to the argument. So you got the points which the leader made I found profound. Ministers who are not members of parliament, they come here and they use the dispatch. Ministers. Now, leader, when you say that when the minority leader is acting on behalf of the caucus, then he is permitted to use the dispatch board. There's a thin line between acting on behalf of the caucus and also acting as a representative. Now, leader, you are not listening, so listen to me. So there are some members on the majority side who are here. I don't want to mention any names. And so you need to be paying attention to members of the majority who are sitting at this side of the house. So when you are insisting that, so let me conclude. When the leader is insisting that when the minority leader is acting on behalf of the caucus, then he is permitted to use the dispatch box. I humbly want to find out from our respected leader, can he reference the orders to justify his claim? He cannot. He cannot, leader. Leader, you cannot.
Well, then I'm getting clarity. Can you also reference an order that says that when you are going to ask a question as a minority leader, you must use the dispatch box?
Speaker, the interpretation of the orders is in your motion.
Very well, very well.
I'm saying,
very well.
To the extent that there is no express provision, an express provision, then one cannot. The point of the minority leader is that because there is no express provision, the majority leader cannot so moto decide for the house.
So, very well.
All
members,
especially when he says that the side will not allow.
Members,
that's a show of an aggression, and we should not be entertaining that.
Honorable members, I think I have adequately listened to both sides of the house. Honorable members, Honorable Nitwul, with all due respect, I intend not to give you the floor again. I have given you the opportunity to speak on the issue. Honorable Roxon, Honorable Chief Whip, please resume your seat. Honorable Chief Whip, Honorable Chief Whip. Honorable members, reference has been made to two provisions in our standing orders. First is Standing Order 115, which reads, subject to the discretion of the speaker.
For any alcohol that's in a Dominic Edenim was a Kesi pan the ma a Afenyo markings any another pray or no made or more tries on be defended a year dispatch boss now beat my good general busa questions near the day. Although or can say any concern in marriage bitchy on but or say what's on parliamentary check, but won't say a year honorable be a day a year vacant. Or then the question is a good dinner a dispatch boss name ABC with a question near the day won't be that. Say no be that any with him. But to say we are using the rules of this parliament here, and I did I business and I proceedings. And you can't ruin the rules of our parliament, no. So if you can't ruin the rules of our parliament, that means say Afenyo markings or person already obu a rules na nimtiano. And I just don't need to air catching because or none of this are debating by Emma Habibi Jusu and a year another preliminary day as also so an day, Nanya Sankutua. A year NDCMP, also at now and the dinner skipper na or she white attack na or cast on riding so 2028 back. I was spending a year in parliament for almost 32 years in parliament. But we won't say honorable be and as a minority need be a Kwakujina as even ordinary a year MPB. either so a majority leader or some minority leader and ordinary MP. I go join this smart boss maybe some questions and you won't be that. Won't be that. If say you are addressing an issue, you are concluding a debate, you are a minister. And I say a Fiji Mensa, say a boss master, you can come and stand in the dispatch box near the new busa questions and answer with me the issue behind however to the nation in him. The finance minister is one who can dispatch boss in him. All the ministers in a year government, some mobile parliament, in case some more questions are the right place to stand the dispatch boss in him. Dispatch boss in him can bit my already kujina na a year war address the nation. After that, you know, say ordinary member be honorable member be bisa question is the same dispatch boss no honorable kujina no answer that question. Honorable not already a year parliament we ka 32 years no. Was this will be answer no so honorable kasa or dispatch boss anymore. Afenyo nyamhye emba dispatch boss ni. Eno ani ababontin is kasa. We na no person sorry no kasa. I was say mama ya gede. Twen boase emma omombo the other side minority side because was say no papa kukurum na so papa ya de yengu papa ni maso pedwam. Endi nyina wa hana o abegu ni masasa na ana enya kranti I was say the embarrassment no want to so kakra we ni niema of course our parliamentary e bit my chair adwen or comment bit mi so ahia ma dan for so ne biahwe I have one Akroma.